What is up, everybody? I am here. Now, I'm sorry that the whole confusion and more delay with the live stream. Basically, honestly, I've had a crazy day. Like, obviously getting this video that I've just released out, and then my computer stopped working. Shut up. Oh, sorry, that was the live. That was my live going on. Yeah. So basically, where was I? My computer stopped working, and I have a laptop and I have a computer which I play my games on and stuff, but I always like stream from that one, so I had all of my sort of assets for my live stream on there. You know, like the background that you can see, the logos, everything like that. So I had to basically I reset my laptop recently as well, so I had to re-download everything. I had to download OBS, I had to basically sort all of that stuff out. And then I had to, basically it just took a while. Then I hadn't eaten any food. I just realized that I was starving. So I had to run to the shop as fast as I could. I had to get something to eat. So I just got a pizza. I chucked it in the oven. I ate it. And here I am right now. So, yeah. So we're here though. We are here. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, again, as I said, sorry about being late. But, you know how it goes. Yazan, how you doing? It says rip. Why do you say rip? You're scaring me. You're making me think my audio's not working or something. Oh no, it is working. Phew, you scared me then. Ghost Warrior, how you doing? Nova Niles, good to see you. The running reminds me of a Unity a bit. Yeah, so we're going to get into that today. So basically what I thought we could do today is, obviously seeing the leak has just come out today, or I guess, was it yesterday? I think it was today. We can literally kind of go have a look at it, but properly in detail. We can spend a bit of time just sitting back, looking at everything, and I guess building up an image of what the rest of the game might be like, or what Baghdad can be like. Look at the running animations, like properly look at it, and just have a good time with that, really. So yeah. I has ankles says British. Yeah, man, that's me, bro. That's me. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I was basically I was going to delay the stream, so I was gonna push the time onwards, like within the settings. I did it, and then it like glitched out, and it was like, yeah, you're gonna be streaming at like in 8 or 9 hours, when I double checked the settings and it was for the right time. Whatever, doesn't matter, we're here now. So originally when I scheduled this stream, I did it like before the leak came out. So I thought, oh yeah, we'll just talk about the news stuff. That was the original plan. So I think in today, maybe we can do both. Like, we can obviously look at the main gameplay thing, and then we can also look at the news that we got the other day and say, well, now we know that news about the game, how can we apply that and add to the context of the clip we're seeing? So like, you know, when the recent news we heard from Jonathan, he said that Mirage sort of parkour, which probably envelops to running animations and stuff as well. He said Mirage parkour is more of an advanced version of the Odyssey parkour. No, not Odyssey, sorry, of the Origins parkour. So I guess we can then look at the footage that we have seen recently and think, okay, well, what does he mean by that? Because, you know, the running animations look like Valhalla's, so that's going to be like the whole sort of premise for today. So I'm not sure how many people are going to be watching, just because it is quite a late one today, isn't it? Then again, I don't know how many people are from like other countries and stuff where it's not, you know, not as late. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I want the camera there like that or like this. I feel like it looks better here, but it keeps slipping. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Whatever. So I'm just going to take a minute to, you know, pace myself, because I've been in such a rush today. I had to get myself something for some energy as well. But anyway, I'm seeing some faces that I, you know, usually see in the chat. Seeing some new faces too. But yeah, I don't know. I think we should just get straight into it, really. So, where I want to start with is let's take a look at the clip ourselves on screen. So what I'll do is I'll get that on screen. Now, if I had more time, I would have, you know, got it up properly. But what I can do is, I can probably move my camera along where I'm facing, and I can put the footage there. I'm using my mouse to like point. You can't even see that, but I'll put the footage there. I'll put me there basically. So if you just bear with me 1 minute, that's what I'm gonna do. I've just got to move the camera along a bit. Okay, so if I move, sorry, bear with. Just because if we can see it, it would just be so much easier to talk about, and that's what we did with the original leaked footage. So yeah, I kind of like to do that. So I'll make myself a bit smaller. I don't know if it always does that. It's so annoying. I'm gonna make the camera smaller. I'll put me there. Camera. Come on, bro. What are you doing? Yeah. So. Okay, that'll do for that. And then I'm gonna put the footage next to me. I know it's not proper centered, but it doesn't matter, does it? As long as we can see it. So let me add that. I've got it downloaded because obviously I had to do it for the video. So I think I've put it in a certain folder that I was using. Just looking for it. Yeah, there it is. And then where's the ads button? There it is. Wow, look how small it is. Where's it gone? Bro, it just disappeared. Oh, I need to loop it. I need to put on a loop. Okay. Loop. There we go. It's going to loop now. Obviously, I'll make it a bit bigger if I can. I'll put it like this. That's nice. I like that. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Let me just double check there's no audio. I don't think there is there, on the clip? No. We're good. Okay, so now we've got that there. We can, as we talk about it, we can reference it. And obviously I can look at it as well while I'm speaking, and so can you guys. What are you guys saying in the chat while I'm getting ready for that? Lukaku says, I'm from Belgium. That's cool. I've been to Belgium a long time ago. I was probably like 15 or something when I went on a school trip. Who's working at Ubisoft leaking these videos? Well, I know not everyone agrees with me, but I still think that Jonathan is working with Ubisoft somehow, and Ubisoft are feeding him this stuff for marketing purposes, or Ubisoft are not working directly with Jonathan, but they're working with, somebody who works for them, at the insider that's giving Jonathan these leaks. They're probably saying to him, right, we want you to be the insider. We want you to contact a certain amount of creators, or find a good creator that you think will be good for leaking this stuff. Feed him this stuff. Let him release some footage and leaks leading up to our own official release, so that when the June 12th comes around and we show it off officially, then there's going to be so much more hype around it. So it could be something like that. Just because I feel like Ubisoft have always leaked their games. You know, it's always been, there's a leak, but it's every single Assassin's Creed game. I just feel like they do it deliberately, for marketing, to get to. I just think that's what they do. Okay, so I think obviously the glaring thing that we see in the footage to start with is running. So let's start with the running. Oh, and Nova says, do you think the footage is pre-built? No, I don't think it is, just because I feel like, it's possible, it could be, but I just feel like, again, because I'm so invested in this theory that Jonathan's insider is doing this tasked by Ubisoft, or Ubisoft are working with Jonathan. Again, I'm so invested in this theory, it makes so much sense to me. I could be wrong, but that leads me to believe that basically they're showing the best build of the game that they possibly can. So that's what I think. But again, it could be a it could be an early build, but again, I think it's probably maybe not final build, but alpha build, whatever you want to call it. a good enough build to show to public. What we'll see on June 12th, I think. Okay, so running animations. There's still a lot of debate between this running animation. Some even in the chat just now saying it looks like Unity. Others saying it looks like Valhalla. Now, the funny thing is, when I saw not this footage specifically, but when I saw the blurry version of this footage that I made a video about and we've talked about in the past over the last, month or two, I originally thought that looks like Unity. But I think it's just because I hadn't played both of the games consecutively in a while. So I didn't think about it. But then when I went and looked at footage for Unity, gameplay footage, and I looked at gameplay footage for Valhalla, I thought it looks a lot more like Valhalla running animations than it does Unity. And I think the same with this footage here as well. With this, I gotta point this way. With this footage, it looks not identical to Valhalla's running animation, but very, very similar. And the whole thing that Jonathan said in the most recent, game info dump that he made a video about, and then obviously I did the translated version to English. He said the parkour system at least is a more advanced version of Odyssey. No, I keep saying Odyssey. I don't know why I keep saying that. Of Origins parkour. Now that makes sense to me when I see this running animation, because to me, I can imagine, or at least it kind of looks, that running animation there is kind of a cross between Valhalla and Odyssey running animations. If you want I can't really get it up on screen when I've got this on screen, but if you want a reference to what Odyssey running animations look like compared to Valhalla's, in my most recent video, sorry, not the one from today, but the one from the other day, where I basically explained why the original gameplay leak is real, I compared them side by side, and what I said in the video was, Valhalla's running animations were very almost clunky feeling, and they felt a lot more weightier than Origins. Origins felt a lot more floaty, and I mean, I made a joke saying it felt like you're on an ice rink, and I was joking, but it was a joke within kind of a reality, you know what I mean? It kind of almost is like that. Again, that's an exaggerated sort of example. So, and sorry if I'm like today. I think it's just because I've been in such a rush today. You know, when you've been in such a rush, you're walking with meaning. You're doing everything like you've got adrenaline going through your veins because you've been working so crazy hard at this day. I feel like I've not caught up with myself fully, and my mind's going faster than what I'm saying, and for some reason that makes me go like it makes me like have a bad throat. I don't know if that's a thing, but that seems to be, it might be a stress thing. You stress out, you cough more. Frick knows, bro. I'm good though. I quite enjoy being as busy as hell, because it means you're on top of shit. Anyway, so what we're looking at here, to me, this looks like a cross between Origins running animations and Valhalla's running animations. It has that sort of Valhalla arm movement, if you know what I mean, where they're kind of outwards a little bit. They're very... Do you know what I mean? Whereas Origins was less like that, but it has that sort of a little bit more of a floatier look and feel than Valhalla had, which makes sense to me then when you look at the information that Jonathan said. I'm kind of repeating myself now, but to move on to the next point, I will just say, it's a more advanced version of Origins parkour. So there you go. I think he is correct in what he says with that. So what this running animation could mean for parkour is that, and I said this in my video, but we can go into more detail and stuff. I think the animations won't look very appealing. They might not be like, whoa, that's like some Unity level, like backflips and shit. I don't think it will, backflips, I know there's no backflips in Unity, but you know what I'm trying to say. It won't look as flashy. It will have the same sort of animation aesthetic as Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, but it will feel better. It will feel a bit more like Unity's parkour, I think. And I said in the video, and I obviously still stand by this, that I think your jumping distance will be greater so that you can actually go from one building to the other unlike in Valhalla and Odyssey and Origins, where you'd want to jump to another building, but the jumping distance was so little, you'd literally plop down, then you'd run along, and then you'd climb up the next building. And then you'd think to yourself, oh, if I was playing Unity right now, I would have just glided to the next building without having to do that. So, and another thing actually, what we've got to think about is, although Origins parkour was pretty much the same as Odyssey, Valhalla, there was segments within Origins that had better parkour, such as when you're climbing I think it's the Lighthouse of Alexandria, I think that's what it's called, near the end of Origins, and it is like a more of a puzzler sort of climb, where you have to climb up, you've got to go along, you've got to go up, like classic Assassin's Creed. Obviously not executed in the same way as the older games, but it was trying to go for that similar sort of, more of a platformer climbing and parkour. So there were segments within Origins that did have better parkour, and I think that's probably maybe the developers originally were planning to have much more, or even the whole of the parkour segments in Origins to be like that Lighthouse segment in the game. But instead they had to dumb it down, maybe had to release on time. So when they say Mirage is going to be an advanced version of Origins, that might not be a bad thing. That might actually mean that climbing is going to have more weight to it, in the way that you actually have to think about where you're going to climb. You can't just fly up a building and watch the animation. You'll get stuck halfway because there's no handhold directly above you, so you got to move along, you got to move up. It might be more like that, which is classic Assassin's Creed. When it comes down to it, So, again, I'm not... Because I was very, very skeptical that parkour in Mirage was going to be that good even to start with, I'm not too worried about this. Because it could, from what we understand and when we speculate about it, it could be fairly satisfying to play. And I'm 90 or I'm 80% sure it's going to be much better parkour, at least, than Valhalla, than Odyssey and Origins. I think it will be a step up, just not to the level of any of the older games, I think. Okay. I'm just reading chat real quick. I want to see what you guys are saying. I hope it has good difficulty in the combat, unlike AC3 and Black Flag. Well, again, I'm not sure if you personally have checked out the info dump video I made, but Jonathan said, according to him, or according to the insider, that that combat is going to be very, very taxing, very difficult, and even a few hits are going to almost and potentially kill you, which is a way to incentivize the player to be more stealthy. So I like the sound of that, and I think if you then choose to get into combats, maybe the more experience at the game you get, combat then is more of a challenge, it's more fun, because it's a lot harder. So yeah. Kid XIX says, are you going to stream the Ubi event? 100%. I keep reminding you guys in my videos that I'm streaming it, because I feel like I have to stream it. It's been all this build up for 8 months now, or 6 or 7 months since I started this channel. Who would I be to not stream it? And I feel like we all have to share this together. We've all got to be watching it live, in the chat, talking to each other. You guys can see my reaction, and it's going to be a good time. So yeah, I will definitely be streaming it, so tune into that one. Honestly, I can't wait. It's definitely going to be the most fun stream that we've ever done, I think. And then I think the next biggest stream that we're ever going to do, or that we ever have done so far, is going to be when Mirage actually releases, and I'm going to stream and play that at midnight when it comes out. So yeah. I've got a Coca-Cola, because I drink way too much Coke, honestly. It's not good for me, so I have no excuse. But at the same time, my excuse today was I needed the energy, so there you flip and go, mate. There you flip and go. I'm still skeptical. Origins parkour was still pretty slow and not that smooth at all. the buildings weren't really made for parkouring, like Black Flag, Road Unity. I think Mirage will be the same. Well, I understand your skepticism 100%, and, you know, I think it's an important thing to be skeptical when you haven't seen any gameplay, especially when it comes to thinking about buying the game. But, you know, I think they will make an emphasis on parkour feeling better than it was in recent games, just because parkour is like one of, if not the biggest, on surface level, the biggest aspect about, you know, the Assassin's Creed series. So I think knowing the hate the most recent games got solely to do with parkour, I think they will make sure it works at least a little bit better than it did. And I think because they're making it the majority of the map in Baghdad being a city, I think they'll make sure that you can fly from rooftop to rooftop. You can get from one side of the city to the other, you know, without even having to touch the ground, I think, personally. Now, there might be areas of the city that are more sort of wide, like the footage we're seeing here. It looks very wide. It looks like, where the hell are the buildings for me to climb? I did see a comment, and I can't remember which video it was that I made, but I did see a comment from somebody, and they said, well, this is probably the outskirts of the city, kind of, you know, that sort of structure over there could be the city wall. Similar to how in AC1, you know, when you'd get to Jerusalem or Damascus, there'd be that massive city wall with the guards in front of it. You'd either blend in with the monks via social stealth to get through, or you'd climb above their heads, go over that way. That might be where we're at, and it's kind of the entrance of the city. And as if Basim in this footage was to turn around, spin the camera around, there might be like tons of buildings to climb and explore behind him, you know? So I think whatever we see here, that's highly likely to not represent the final full game. You know, this is one frame, or how many frames you want to count. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, who knows what it's going to be. But I feel like this is just a means for us to, like, honestly, just get a vibe. Just get a vibe. And if you see my eyes not looking at the camera, it's just because I'm watching the footage as I talk about it, really. It's just to give us a vibe. And that's why I still think that Ubisoft have done this deliberately, because it's like, it's the perfect clip. It doesn't show anything, and it shows everything, you know? It doesn't spoil anything, it doesn't show too much of the city, or what you'll do there, or any gameplay mechanics. All it does is give you the vibe. It shows what the city is going to feel like. It shows, it brings reassurance to a lot of people. And it just builds up the hype for the Ubisoft Forward event on June 12th. Tune into my live for that one. I'm going to keep plugging it because I know it's going to be a great time. So yeah, it's like the chat's pretty busy today. So if I miss anybody's stuff in the chat, or you think I've missed it, you can always just type it again, and if I've missed it, I'll read it then. You know. K19 says, do you think we'll see actual gameplay at the UB event, or just another cinematic trailer? Also heading, my eyesight's awful, also heading it similar to Origins, having it similar to, I don't know, I feel like maybe that was a spelling mistake. It's similar to Origins is disappointing since they didn't shut up about comparing it to Unity. Well, you know, it was never Ubisoft outwardly saying it's like Unity. It was always, you know, one developer or one person sort of kind of involved with the game in one aspect or the other during an interview, and they were only ever alluding to it, you know? So I wonder if, and this I wouldn't be surprised, I wonder if they were going to go for Unity parkour, but because of the whole delays thing, the whole issues within Ubisoft, they're like, shit, bro, we need to get this game out in 2023, not 2024. We were going to try and refine the Unity parkour, but we ain't got time for that. Let's just do what we can. We've kind of halfway done it. We'll have to leave it with that. You know, maybe that's what's happened with parkour, and that's why they were originally almost alluding to it being like Unity, you know? So, you know, what I'm trying to say is maybe they weren't lying. Maybe they just that was before unforeseen issues came about, maybe. Anyway, you also said Do I think they'll just show another cinematic or gameplay? I am 99.9% sure that they will definitely show gameplay, because this is their chance to get people on board, to shill their pre-orders, and to make a shit ton of money. Now, the only reason they wouldn't show gameplay is if they truly thought that the game was absolute dog shit and they knew people would know it, but they still want to make money and they're still releasing it. That's the only way they won't show gameplay. And I don't think that's the case, because, again, I believe in the theory that this is Ubisoft leaking this themselves, you know, not directly, but blah, 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 blah. So, I feel like they are showing this, which means they will show gameplay. I would be absolutely shocked if they didn't show gameplay. That being said, 8 months ago, when the game was announced, I was absolutely shocked that they didn't show gameplay. I was. I remember at the end of the event, I actually recorded it. Excuse me. It was before I started this channel, but me and my friend Cam, who's been in previous live streams, we didn't know whether we were just like, should we just record our reaction, like, just in case? Who knows what we're ever going to do with it? So we recorded it, and I've used clips of it here and there in videos in the past. But at the end of it, I was like, bro, no gameplay. Are you serious? I thought we were going to see the game. It was crazy. Here we are 8 months later, 1 month away from gameplay. So it's been a long time coming. But no, at this point, because the game, again, it's not confirmed, but, you know, the leaked information and my own speculation and predictions is that the game was going to come out, is going to come out in, you know, October, November. So, where am I at? What am I saying? So this is the only time for them to show gameplay. It's a perfect time. They're doing a Ubisoft event. I think they're going to center this whole event around Assassin's Creed. It's going to be Assassin's Creed themed. Of course, they're going to show other games because they're Ubisoft. They're a massive company that you know, sell all different types of games. But I think at least half the show is going to be dedicated to Mirage. I think the first half of the show is going to be you know, Just Dance 2025 or whatever the fuck. 2024. And then it's going to show maybe a Far Cry DLC or whatever. And then about halfway through the show, I think they'll show, and this is all speculation, this is my predictions, I think they'll show a 1 minute story trailer for Mirage that shows cutscenes of in-game, and stuff like that. And then after that trailer, I think Yves Goulamé, whatever the frick he's called, will come on stage. Well, he wouldn't do that. That'll be freaking disgusting. No. What I mean is he will enter the stage, and I think then he will say, yes, that is your first look at the story for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now we're going to talk to game director, whoever the game director is, I forget. And they're going to talk a little bit more about it. And then he invites the game director on. I think the game director will talk about it for a minute, and then he'll say, like, and in Baghdad you do this. Let us show you. And then I think it will fade on to a gameplay presentation. That's my prediction. Now, the reason I say this is just because so many companies have done that in the past. You know, I've been watching E3, RIP to E3. My dream was to always go, and I can't go now. But anyway, I used to watch E3 every year since I was probably 11, 10 years old. I never missed a year. I know this stuff, you know, I know how this shit works. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way it goes with the Ubisoft Forward event. Guys, if you disagree with me or you think it would go a different way, let me know. You know, I'm not saying I am right, it's just my prediction. Jeez, I'm missing a lot of the stuff in chat today. I feel bad for like not reading everybody's chat. I'm just seeing what are the most sort of notable messages in chat. Baghdad is supposed to be the size of Unity Paris, right? Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been told. As I said in one of my recent videos from the other day, I think it was yesterday's one, I said, you know, we don't know whether when they say the map is going to be the size of Unity and Syndicate, does that mean, you know, the city as well as the surrounding areas is all going to encompass to the size of Unity? Or is Baghdad purely going to be the size of Unity and then you've got the outside areas? Who knows? I'm thinking the whole map is probably going to be the size of Unity though, and that's going to include a bit of desert outside the city, as well as the starting town that you start the game in, you know, which I think is going to be very similar to Versailles in Unity. where you start in a smaller sort of area, you get your bearings, you figure stuff out there, story progresses there, and then you move on to Baghdad. Like in Unity, you then move on to Paris. I think it's going to be very similar in that regard. One of the details I like in this clip is the dagger equipped to his back, reflecting the sun. For me, the box is so small, I can't see that. But yeah, I'm sure it's there. I was just reading the chat. I like your content. Keep up the excellent work. Thank you so much, Christopher. I am glad that you found my channel, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the videos. Yeah, guys, I will say before we get into the rest of this talk today, is if you're long-time viewers of mine, or you've been watching for a while at least, you'll probably notice my last few videos have been a very different vibe than what I usually go for. You know, for the last 6-7 months, however long I've been, having this channel for, I've just sat down, I haven't recorded my face, I've just recorded my voice, I've then chucked AC gameplay over my voice, I've put music in the background, I've put it together nicely, but that's what I've done. I'm trying to go in a different direction. Now, the direction I'm going, which you guys, it's pretty obvious, is that, I'm showing my face more in the videos, I'm adding cooler edits, I'm using different types of music, I'm trying to make it more of an experience. Now I know not all of you guys care about all the back behind the scenes stuff, but for the ones that do care, I will quickly say this, and then we'll carry on. We haven't got to be anywhere anytime soon today. It's quite late at night for me, so we can stream for however long we want. But for those of you that are interested in knowing why I'm taking a new direction with my videos, that being more effects, more sort of comedic a little bit, and just as I said, more of an experience. It's just because I'm trying to stand out more. I took a hard look in the mirror, metaphorically, and I was like, what stands out about my content? Why should people stick around with me when they could get the same sort of content from anyone else? And I thought, I guess my opinion is a unique thing and my personality is a unique thing, but maybe I'm not showing enough of that. And maybe people will see gameplay, voiceover commentary and music and be like, I've seen this a million times, and then move on. So I'm basically, I'm just trying to stand out more. I'm just trying to give people more of a reason to subscribe, more of a reason to enjoy the content. So I hope you guys are enjoying them more. And I'm sure there will be times where I go back to my sort of content where I'm not doing as much effects and this and that, but I just feel like at this point in time, it kind of feels right, and it kind of feels like a natural evolution where I'm mixing commentary, with footage over my voice, and I'm mixing that with showing my face, presenting a bit more with effects. I feel like it's, as I said, a natural evolution, so I'm enjoying it. So that's an update for you guys if you were noticing the difference in content recently. Anyway, back to the chat. I want to see what you guys are saying. I like reading the chat because I like to talk to you guys, but you guys also give me a lot of, you always help me out with a lot of pointers for conversation topics. I hope there are a lot more parkour animations compared to Origins. Jonathan did say it's more like Origins in Unity. Yeah. I mean, he did say it was more advanced. I'm sure. What did you say? More animations compared to Origins. I think they'll have their own unique animations. Basim's own animations, which will be new, as I said. But yeah, don't expect it to be as flashy as Unity, though. I wouldn't expect that. But yeah. No DLCs for Mirage, right? Yeah, there probably won't be any DLCs, because it originally was going to be its own DLC. The only way I can see them making a story DLC for Mirage, post-release, is if Mirage sells way better than they ever imagined it was going to sell. If it is blown out of the water, and it exceeds their own, back-end projections, and investors are like, oh my god, do more with this because you're making us a ton of money and shit like that, then yeah, I can imagine them doing a DLC for Mirage. But if it doesn't do as well as the RPG games, which, to be honest, I don't know if it will, and I've talked about why that might be the case. I think it was in the last stream. But, then I think they'll just say, yeah, it's a one and done thing, and we're moving on to Codename Red, which is coming out literally directly a year after Mirage. So, I think they'll just focus their sights purely on Codename Red to get that out the door as soon as Mirage is wrapped up. Of course, you know, it's a different development team within Ubisoft that are making Codename Red compared to Mirage. But, you know, they do sometimes shift the focus for other studios. Other developer studios within Ubisoft to like help out with Quebec might help out Sofia and vice versa, and stuff like that. So, yeah. It says on my, I'm not gonna do it, but it says on my screen, YouTube saying now would be a good time to insert ads. The more viewers are watching, the more money you can make. Guys, don't worry, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just curious. So if I was like, maybe at like the 1 hour point, I'll push that button and I'll just see what it does. It might just play like a 3-second ad or something. I don't know how that works. I think that's a new thing, but I'm not gonna do it now. Don't worry. Man, I found out your YouTube channel because I needed AC Mirage information, and I didn't expect at all you could entertain me so much. Oh, I love your content. You know what? That really does mean a lot to me. And I know people, you know, YouTubers and whoever always say this. They go, oh, you know, it means so much. But, like, it kind of does, though, because, like, for me, you know, I've grown up watching YouTube. I've been making YouTube videos for, like, 10 years because I started making little cringy gaming videos when I was like 15. They're all privated on a different channel now, but you know, I've been doing YouTube for a long time now. It's only now that they're actually starting to do well and people are actually starting to appreciate it. So after all this time, the dream is starting to come together. I do really appreciate when you guys when I see you guys saying that you really like my stuff, so it's nice to see. Basim dies in 3 hits. I like that. It seems like stealth is incentivized. Yeah, I like that as well. Obviously, if you're not a fan of stealth, then that's probably going to piss you off because you'll be like, "What is this, Dark Souls?" You know what I mean? If you're just purely going in to play the game as you did with Valhalla, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of RPG, you know, pure RPG fans out there. Oh my god, how many people are watching right now? Sorry, I just saw a large number on my screen. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of sort of newer fans that aren't fans of really stealth, but they've loved Vikings Creed, and they're like, we want more of that. So they play Mirage, not knowing what to expect, and they run in trying to chop people up, and they die straight away. I wouldn't be surprised if like, what the fuck is this? Why is it so hard? You know what I mean? But for the people that like stealth games and use stealth in even the recent games as well as the older games, I think it's going to be just really nice to actually have more of a focus on that again and actually reward you for stealth rather than punish you for it like the most recent games did a little bit more. So, oh my god, is that actually 53 people watching me right now? That's actually crazy. Oh my god, I didn't realize. Bruh, fucking hell. I've never had that many viewers at one time in my life. That is crazy. But if I've got 50 viewers right now, imagine how many viewers I'm going to have live when we're reacting to the official June 12th thing. I'm going to say that again now we've got so many viewers in it. If you're new to this channel, press that subscribe button so you stay up to date with everything Assassin's Creed Mirage. I do fun, cool edits, I make you laugh, we have a good time, and we get informed with AC stuff. I also do AC lore. A lot of people miss that because it's in the shorts tab of my channel. But I cover like, you know, lesser known stories and characters and lore within Assassin's Creed in the form of shorts, which I also obviously post on TikTok as well. And we're in the live, we're having a good time at live as well. So, yeah, turn on notifications if you're new, because we are going to live stream my reaction, and we're all going to talk and chat and have a great time reacting to June 12th Ubisoft Forward. It's going to be a great time. Now, Awesome Gaming says, mate, I'm subbing and watching it through. You know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I didn't know what you were talking about then, but then I realised. But then, yeah, someone says I'm not buying until gameplay. That's a really good, that's a safe idea. And that's one thing. Now there's so many people watching me, I feel like I need to say this to you guys right now. If you're thinking of pre-ordering Assassin's Creed Mirage now, but if you want to do that, by all means, go ahead. I will never tell anybody what to do. I will only give my own opinion and advice. And and I know I've said this to the viewers that have watched me for a while, but because there's a lot of new people in there right now, I will say it again. The best thing you can do with any game, whether it's Assassin's Creed, whether it's a Star Wars game, whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's whatever it is, the best thing you can do is wait until official gameplay releases so you can really get a taste of what the game is going to be like. Sure, we're seeing gameplay right here, but who knows whether the real gameplay, the official gameplay and the actual game is going to reflect what we're seeing here. Best thing you can do is get as much information about the game as possible, know for a fact whether you're going to want to play the game, whether you're going to like it, whether it's not going to be a waste of money, and if that's the case, then yeah, go ahead, pre-order the game. But if there's a little bit of doubt, or you're like, well, I don't know, my advice, I would say, just wait a little bit, hold off a little bit, whether you pre-order it the day before the game comes out or you pre-order it now, it's not going to make a difference. You're going to get the game the same day. So in my humble opinion, just have a think before you pre-order, especially if you haven't seen gameplay yet. That's my advice for you new viewers and you viewers that have been around for a while. It's my advice. Yeah, as I said, I feel like I'm a bit bad for missing a lot of the chat because usually, for those of you that don't know, right, there's 40 to 50 viewers in the chat watching right now, and to a lot of you that might not seem like a lot, but I'm usually getting 20 viewers max in my live streams, and it's so easy to just see who's in chat because it's not as fast. So I am missing some stuff, but so yeah, I do apologize for that. Imagine if you can hold a weapon in each hand of your choice, like you can have a hidden blade on your right hand and a dagger on the left, which produces more animation and adds depth to gameplay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That would be interesting. So kind of like I guess they kind of did that with Valhalla though, didn't they? Like you can have an axe in one hand. I don't know if you could put a dagger in the other. I can't even remember at this point, but you could kind of do that. It would be interesting to see that in Mirage, like if they brought back actual hidden blade combat, and then you could fully strike with your wrist like you could in, like, say, the Ezio games, for example, with your hidden blade, and then imagine at the same time you could swing a dagger or a sword, and you could like do combos where you'd swing that and then you press the other one, you'd swing that, and then maybe a finishing move, he like gets the hidden blade and he like shoves a dagger in. It would be interesting to see, as long as they didn't do it like Syndicate's combat, because honestly Syndicate's combat tried to be as good as like the Arkham games, but it just didn't pull it off, and it ended up just being a button mashing mess. Whereas you could literally close your eyes. I mean, not if you're being swarmed by enemies, but if you're fighting one enemy, you could literally close your eyes, spam square or X, and you're literally gonna take them out. And what's the fun in that? So if they could do it in a new, unique way. However, I don't know if they will do that. Because, they're focusing more on stealth, as we said. One thing I could imagine Mirage doing is, I think they did this in... Do you guys remember the reboot of Thief, the game Thief? It was a reboot that came out in, I think it was 2014. Came out on PS4, I remember, well, and probably Xbox as well. In that game, if I'm remembering correctly, like, you'd go to take down an enemy, and then it would show a really cool animation of you, like, taking the enemy out. It would feel really satisfying. It would be cool to see a Mirage, like, maybe not every time you kill an enemy, because that could get tedious, but maybe you go to take out an enemy in a certain way, and if you perfect it, it will like show a really cool animation where it will be like an in-game sort of animation, and the camera will pan around, and Basim will do some sort of sick, like, again, really interesting, cool, flashy takedown, and then it will go back to gameplay and you carry on. That would be really interesting to see. And again, I'm not saying for them for you to have to see an animation every time you kill an enemy, because again, that could get boring. But if you perfect it, or it's every now and then, it's times, that would be interesting to see. Do you think gameplay will change as the story progresses and Basim becomes a master assassin? Like, your parkour starts slower, clunky, but as Basim evolves, he becomes faster, more efficient. Now, I love the idea of that. I don't think they will do that. I don't think they will. I think that's too That's too I'm trying to think of the right words. That's maybe too intuitive for the amount of time they've had to make this game, just judging by like what Ubisoft have been like in the past. That being said, they're apparently gonna have a new injury system in this game, which they've not had before. So, you know, I could be wrong. I would imagine it would be more likely that you gain more abilities as you go along. Like, if you guys are playing Jedi Survivor at the moment, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and it was like this in Fallen Order as well, certain points in the game, you know, the main character, Cal, he will, like, learn a new ability, and then you'll be able to go back to other places and do more in those places, and it adds another element to gameplay, and it sort of almost changes the way that you look at gameplay. When you think you've already perfected it, you've got something new that to throw into the mix, and that's a good thing that Jedi Survivor does really well. You know, I won't spoil it, but last night I'm about 20 hours in. I'm like, shit, I get a new ability, and I'm like, shit, I have a new ability now, and I'm like, oh my god, where was this the whole time I was playing? This is amazing. So maybe in Mirage, as you know, go, let's say, from sequence 1, you progress to sequence 3, and Basim, it goes like 3 years later. Basim has been fully in the Brotherhood now, his training's almost complete, Maybe at that point now, Basim has, maybe his parkour is a bit faster, or he gets, I don't think the parkour will allow for this, but like in the older games with Ezio, you'd get, sort of, what was it called? Climb, leap, jump, ledge, wherever it was, where you'd hold trigger, you'd point up and you press A, and he'd do that leap up to grab to a higher ledge. Again, I don't think the parkour in Mirage will allow for like mechanics like that. But what I'm saying is, for an example, maybe that's the sort of thing Basim will unlock. The more you play through the game, you'll get little abilities like that to add to gameplay here and there. That, again, don't ruin what you've already learnt. They just build upon that, and then they just throw another element in to keep you on your toes. That would be interesting. And I think if they are going to update gameplay as you get as the story progresses, you become a better assassin. I think that's the way they do it. I might look at the chat on my phone rather than on the screen, because my eyesight, it's so bad. Oh, live chat has moved. Interesting. One-hit assassinations, yes, they have been confirmed. If you know where they've been confirmed, please let me know, because I've not read that anywhere. I'm not doubting you, I've probably just missed that part, but do you think social stealth will be similar to Unity, or different kind of animation, in the sense of sitting down, Unity would stand up and do the normal animation? So basically, I didn't quite catch what you were saying, but from what I think I understood from what you said in chat then, basically you're saying, is social stealth going to be more like Unity, or more like the older games where it was more like, you know, there was more to it? I mean, in a perfect world, if I had to choose, I would bring back social stealth of, you know, AC1 through Revelations, where you could blend with, you know, you could hire courtesans or whoever. You could hire people in the crowd to help you out. You could distract. You could hide on a bench to evade your pursuers. You could, in AC3, you could lean against walls. But I'm going to stick with for an example, with the Ezio stuff, because I feel like that was more... It was done better, I think. In a perfect world, that's what I would love for Mirage. But again, I think social stealth will be... I mean, it could easily just be the same type of social stealth as Valhalla. But because there's no use of the cloak now, it might be a cross between Valhalla social stealth and social stealth like in Syndicate and Unity, where you can blend with a crowd. You can walk up to a crowd, you will blend. You can sit on benches. I know Unity you couldn't sit on benches, right? I don't think you could. But instead of holding down the Y button or the triangle button to sit on a bench like in Valhalla, I think you'll just be able to walk up to it like in the older games, and you'll sit right on it, and it's a lot more fluid, you know? I think it will be a mix between... It will be a more fluid version of Valhalla's social stealth, I think, with crowd blending like it used to be, where you'd walk up to a crowd, blend with them instantaneously, rather than in Valhalla's, being, you wear a hood and you'd have that sort of distrust zone and you couldn't go too near guards. Again, the reason I think they won't have that in Mirage is because you're always wearing a hood in Valhalla. In Mirage. You're not in Valhalla, you're wearing a cloak, but you have the ability to put that on, which is kind of eliminates the need to blend into crowds, I suppose, with that system. So because you're always wearing a hood, you're technically always blending. It wouldn't make sense, I don't think, gameplay-wise, to always have that sort of ease of always blending wherever you are. So I think adding back crowds, being able to just enter a group of people, evade the line of sight from your guards, makes more sense. On top of that, with the wanted system that we've been told about from Jonathan, and again I covered it in a video, the one before the one today. It starts with sort of wanted level 1, which is the eye icon, goes up to the bow and arrow icon, which is basically people will climb buildings to look for you and everything. And then the I think the clashed swords icon, which is, it's sort of GTA 5 stars, they're all after you. I think if you're being you've got the bow and arrow icon, you're being tracked through the buildings, the rooftops, the streets, you enter a crowd, and slowly, maybe there's a meter on the bow and arrow icon, and it's starting to get less and less and less, almost like when in GTA, the stars flash, and then it goes down to 3, then it flashes and goes down to 2. The bow and arrow icon will lessen the meter, or it will flash, and then after being blended successfully in a crowd for a while, it then goes to the eye icon. They're looking for you less, you stay in that crowd for a bit longer, or on your bench, wherever you are, and then that eye icon starts to disappear, and then it will say, you're now incognito, or something like that. Also, they did mention, Jonathan did mention the fact that we will be using posters, ripping down posters like in the Ezio games to reduce your notoriety. So maybe the eye icon will not disappear if you are at a certain level of notoriety, and then you get to an even higher level of notoriety, and then the bow and arrow icon will not disappear, and the posters are what brings it down. Maybe that's something as well. Again, either of those things I think are very possible. Jean-Luc also confirms that the game is taking inspiration mostly from AC1 Revelations and Origins. Yeah, I think when it comes to gameplay mechanics such as the investigations, as well as probably the story of Basim rising up through the ranks, they'll take inspo from AC1. I think when it comes to Revelations, they'll take inspo from the story in the way that it is a revelation for the character. They have this profound evolution from the beginning to the end of the game. Obviously with Ezio, he was already a wise older man, but a lot of stuff still did happen, and he learnt a lot. I think Basim will cover probably 20 years of his life over the course of Mirage, maybe. And again, you'll have that profound evolution from Basim to learning who Loki is and how that is him, as well as I'm pretty sure this is what it's going to be from what I understood from the translation. The Masyav keys are making a return. Whether they'll be used in the game or not, I don't know, but they will be present underneath the castle of Alamut in an Isu temple that is, below the castle. So again, I think they will take cues from Revelations in certain ways like that, and that's probably what the developer means. He's taking cues from Revelations in story stuff, cues and probably writing. Hopefully, because the writing in Revelations was fucking beautiful, mate. There's a reason I've completed that game, literally, and I'm not even exaggerating. I've completed it like over 20 times, and it never gets old. There's a reason, because the writing is so damn good. And I think they'll take gameplay aspects as well as vibe, feeling and vibe from AC1. Origins aspects is going to be what we've talked about, parkour, stuff like that, and gameplay aspects. And you could probably ride on camels as well, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, what are we saying in the chat now? AC1 to Revelations had boss fights, but nothing like the newer games. I mean, yeah, like Rodrigo Borgia, Al-Mualim at the end of the game. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It wasn't really boss fights though, was it? It was just more story-centric fights, right? Because it was never really like, they didn't really have abilities and they wouldn't really come for you in the way that like the newer games do. It was just more like, yeah, as I said, this is a story-centric, if that's the right word, fight. Involve, you know, a fight directly involved with a character, directly involved with the main character to do with the story. And it was never really boss fights in the way I saw it. It was more just a normal fight that was paced for story. but yes, you're right. You are right. Mirage will probably do it. I wouldn't be surprised if Mirage do it more like Valhalla, where it is more of a boss fight. You know, they run at you, they flash red, and they jump at you and kick you. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. But maybe not. Do you think the old puppeteering system from the Ezio games will be in the game? No. I wish, but no. For those of you watching that don't know what Nameless Row meant by that, they basically meant the puppeteering system in the older games was, you know, high, low profile. So you hold down the trigger, well, you push forwards, you start walking. You hold down trigger, you start jogging. You hold down trigger and A, you start running. So that's what that means. Do I think it will make a return in Mirage? I made a video about this like 4 months ago. Will low profile make a return? Now, when I made the video, it was just pure speculation based on nothing, based on what I just thought they would do. Now we've seen gameplay, we have a better idea of whether we think there will be high to low profile. Now, I don't think there will. I mean, it's so... It could be there, but I don't think it will, because I think the controls for combat and stuff like that will be the same as Valhalla. I don't think they will take a massive leap in gameplay change for Mirage. So I don't think the puppeting system or high to low profile will be in AC Mirage, unless, and I said this in my original video that I made months ago, unless it's even more dumbed down than like Unity's high to low profile, where instead of holding trigger and A or just holding trigger, you'll walk if you push forwards, but then if you hold A, which is also the button to climb, that also makes you sprint. So you're walking, you hold down A, you sprint. And that's sort of a more dumbed down version of high-low profile. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't mind that. I would prefer that to no high-low profile. I would prefer that if we're to have it. Do I think they'll do that? Unlikely. Possible? Yeah, it's possible. One thing I always wished somebody would have done for Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla is I wish somebody could have made a mod that added sort of high-low profile. Because I'm sure it could have been done in the example I used, where like you're walking, but then you hold down A, which is already reserved for parkour, but it also makes you run. Surely that's something somebody could mod into the game. I mean, I know nothing about mods. I know Valhalla is not a very moddable game. Hence why there's no story mods or land mods. It's all just visual, texture stuff. But, surely that's something somebody can do. Correct me. If you know more about modding, please correct me or put me in my place. Because surely you could just make a mod where it changes the control scheme or the control input where you walk and then you hold A and you start running as a mod for Valhalla. Because I would have enjoyed... I know it's just such a small thing, but I do think I would have enjoyed the gameplay of Valhalla a lot more if that was a mod I could have installed, And trust me, I looked for it. It doesn't exist. So, if there's anyone watching that are good at modding, I beg. See if you can find a mod, or see if you can make a mod where you can add hold A to run, and if you don't hold A to run, you just walk. Please, I would love that. It would make me... I mean, I'm not saying I'll give Valhalla another playthrough, but it would definitely make me download the game and give it a go, for sure. And something, maybe in like Origins or something as well, because I want to replay Origins at some point, because I do like that game. In the words of Jonathan, it is a pure Assassin's Creed. You don't want to get spotted, because if you do, you will regret it, because Basim dies very quickly. Yeah, what do you mean by pure Assassin's Creed? Because again, I'm a very good friend of the show, as I said, Thugly Betty, another shout out for you. He translated for me and basically gave me a rundown of everything Jonathan said, so there might have been some stuff I missed. If he says pure Assassin's Creed, what does he mean by that? That's because it's such a... What's the right word? It's just not a good term to use, pure Assassin's Creed, because that could mean so many different things to so many different people. To the newer fans of Assassin's Creed, pure Assassin's Creed is like Odyssey because they loved it. To them, that's pure AC. But to me, who's been playing the games pretty much my whole life, from 1 up to today, to soon Mirage, to me, pure AC, that whole term envelops a lot of different things, especially writing, especially the Assassin versus Templar conflict and how that is executed within the game. Especially character development and how their own progression of personality and self-interest reasons correlate perfectly and in synchronicity to the assassins and why they're fighting the fight they're in and stuff like that. And then what made Assassin's Creed pure AC was also the modern day, and how back in the day, with Desmond in those days, Desmond's story accurately was paralleled by Ezio's story, and it was just good AC that is. And also when you're going to talk about gameplay, pure AC was an intricate parkour system that was very reactive to you. Like if you wanted to you were running up a building, you're like, shit, no, go the other way. You can cancel that ejection. You can cancel that action out by then jumping to the side or back ejecting or what. Whereas with newer games, you have to watch the animation play out as soon as you climb up a building and stuff like that. So to me, that's pure AC. And then I'm sure there's people in between that have a completely different view on it. Like Black Flag was pure AC because they loved the pirates, and that was their favorite parkour system. Combat was most fun for them then, and they really liked the story. So to them, that's pure AC. So pure AC is just a term no one should use realistically. Same as classic AC, and that's what they're calling Mirage, right? Classic AC. What does that mean? What does that mean? So many things to so many people. Classic AC to me is, again, what I said was pure AC to me. That's classic AC. But to the developers, is that classic AC to them? What does classic AC mean to the developers? Does it mean just a hood and a hidden blade? Or does it mean, more of the things that I said, or things that I haven't said that other people are thinking? So that's why I've always been skeptical, even when the Ubisoft developers, you know what I'm trying to say, have said that it's going back to its roots. What do you perceive that to be? Because they also said that with Valhalla. I know you guys might not remember, and they didn't emphasize on it as much, but they also said, we're going back to Valhalla. Valhalla's going back to AC roots with, social stealth. A focus on the assassins for once. We play the game, and, there's a very... Yeah, sure, the assassins are in the game. Sorry, the hidden ones. But they're barely in it. There's no focus on them. Eivor gets offered to become an assassin, and all the writers had to do was be like, yeah, I'll become an assassin. But they didn't. They were like, no, it's for glory. We fuck the assassins, bro. So it's like, it's very much... That basically what I'm saying is that's why I was skeptical when they said Mirage is returning to roots, and I still am, because that can mean anything. That can mean anything based on the writers, based on what they understand about the older games, and based on what they understand about what made the older games what they were, what the DNA was. If you don't understand the DNA, who knows what it's going to be. That being said, that's just pure story stuff. I still do think that the gameplay of Mirage is going to be really fun from what we've heard. And even looking at the footage right there, that looks fun. That looks fun as hell. So, I'm excited either way. It's going to be a good game for me to play. I'm going to have a great time streaming it. I'm going to have a great time playing through the story with you guys live, and then making videos on it. I'm going to have a great time doing it. Whether the story sucks or not, that's for my review when the game comes out. That's for my first impressions video. That's for my AC review. And then that's also for my AC retrospective a year later. You know what I mean? Sorry, when I say AC, I mean Mirage. So yeah, you know, it's like, it'll be what it'll be, but let's just enjoy the ride. Let's have a good time. That's what you got to do. And that's the same with life in general. Just enjoy life. Just enjoy it. Go with the flow. And sometimes shit will suck. But it's the way you deal with the shit that sucks that counts. You know, if you want it to suck even more, then you focus on that shit. But if you want to get past it and to the good stuff, then you figure out a good way to deal with the shit. I don't know why I'm giving you guys like life advice right now, but there you go. So I was reading something just now. Somebody in the chat said, "Oh, I'm losing it now. I don't know where it went." I don't know. I'll just read where I'm at. Odyssey should have been presented as Assassin's Creed Presents Odyssey. Maybe it would have got not got as much hate. No, I'm definitely in agreement with you there. It should have been, yeah, like an assassin, like, you know, like Star Wars, a Star Wars story. It should have been Odyssey, an Assassin's Creed story, because like, if you want to set it in the AC universe, that's completely fine. Like Watch Dogs is set in the AC universe. You know what I mean? Like you can do that. But if you're going to call it Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you've got to then make it about assassins and the Creed. Because otherwise, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so yeah, you're right. It would have got a lot less hate if it was titled an Assassin's Creed story or just titled Odyssey, but made it evident that it was in the universe. You know, it would have done, but yeah, so you're right there. But it is what it is, isn't it? Oh mate, where am I? You should do the side-to-side comparison for the running. Do you mean side-to-side comparison with this footage and the blurry footage, or what running do you mean? Because I've probably done it. I've compared this footage with the blurry leaked footage in today's video, which is going absolutely crazy with views. I posted it a few hours ago and it's gone crazy already. I'm gonna have a quick look actually to see how many views it's got. It's gonna play my video, isn't it, real loud? No, it's not. Okay. It's got 1.5k views in 2 hours. For me, that's crazy. You know, I post one of my videos from 6 days ago is not even at 1,000 views. I mean, it was only a clip from a live stream, but still, yeah, bro, that's crazy. I mean, I'm glad that I put good editing and effort into it because obviously it's paying off. One thing I was really kind of something I wish I did with the other popular video that I had on my channel. My most popular video on my channel right now is the original leaked gameplay footage video, which was, again, like this, but a lot more filtered and blurry on Instagram. When I made the video about that, it was the first time we saw anything to do with Mirage, so obviously it did well with views, and it's got 34k views right now, that video. But it's like, I had no time to make that video. When the gameplay came out, I was like, shit, all the big channels are going to be talking about it, and then my video is going to get buried. So I was like, I've got to make it first. If I don't make it first, there's no point. So, well, I would have made it anyway, but you know. So I made the video as quick as I could, and obviously I didn't make it shit or anything. I said what I had to say, I put it together, but you know, I didn't do too much with the edit because I didn't have time. And again, I'm still proud of the video. It did well, it did really well, and it's a good vid. But, you know, going this new direction of me adding these sort of little jokes and quips here and there, along with cool edits, more the sort of music I add to the videos that I think add to the vibe, and all this, I feel like it's more for me to be proud of. Oh, shit, sorry. It's more for me to be proud of, and then when a video does really well, like the one today, I'm like, wow, you know, I feel more proud of myself, and I feel like it deserves the views more. So, you know, I think the video I posted today will be the most popular video on my channel. I think I wouldn't even be surprised, and I could be wrong, but I could imagine it getting to like 50,000 views by next month or something, just because this is real proper gameplay, and I'm lucky enough so far to be the only person to have covered it right now. And I know, I'm sure the big channels will cover it soon, but I got on it first, and at least I can say that. So I think it will do well. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. We can go back to I want to look more at the footage now and analyze that. This Coke's lasted me a long time, isn't it? This is Master Assassin's gameplay, most likely. Oh, I guess you're talking about the footage we're seeing is probably Basim late game. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe mid game, something like that. I mean, if this is the footage that we're going to see at the Ubisoft event, they usually, you know, any game developer usually show off gameplay just after the beginning of the game or some way midway through, don't they? That's usually what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is like 5 hours into the game. You know, Basim is he's still a bit of a novice, but he's getting into like intermediate. You know what I mean? Let's hope Mirage is available to run on my good old 1650 and fat Xbox One. Yeah, to be honest, it probably will. I think it'll be fine. I mean, the OG Xbox One, not OG, but you know, the base console Xbox One, it might struggle because you know what that Xbox One's like. It's outdated as hell. You might want to upgrade to a Series S or at least an Xbox One, whatever the fuck the updated one was called. But your was it? What graphics card did you say it was? 1650. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'd be fine. The graphics card on my laptop that I'm pointing at, I'm using right now. It's a bit of an aggressive point. I apologise for that. The graphics card in that is like a 16 something Ti, 1660, 1650, something like that, and it runs Valhalla completely fine. So, and Mirage is going to be a smaller open world, so it's going to be so much easier to run. So yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine as long as you've got a good like CPU and stuff, and you've got a decent amount of RAM. Yeah, RAM is one of the most important things for like FPS, isn't it? From what I understand. So as long as you've got like 16 gig of RAM, you'll be fine. Bro, if it runs on a GTX 1070, I will die a happy man. Let's hope it runs on a 1070. Yeah, it will. I mean, I don't know. 1070 is getting a bit old now, isn't it? No offense. 1070. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. It's really annoying because my gaming PC that I play games on and what if it works, will stream Mirage on, unless I have like who knows when I might have a PS5 by the time I stream Mirage, but at the moment I just game on PC. It's not working. It's not working. I was playing Jedi Survivor last night. I'm like 20 hours into the game. I'm having a great time. I'm like, okay, I'll turn it off now, play a bit tomorrow night after the stream. I got to turn this PC on today, and it just doesn't boot up. It just doesn't boot up. So every time I turn on my PC, ever since I've built the PC, which was like 4 years ago, it says there's a fan error. Press F1 to go to BIOS or BIOS. And there is no issue with the fan. It's just always said that there's been an issue. I don't know why it says that, because there isn't. It never overheats. It's fine. The fan is... I can hear the fan. It's on right now, but it's not booting up. I can hear the fan right now. So I press F1. I go to the BIOS. And then, from there, what I do is I just press exit BIOS, and it takes me straight to Windows. I do that today. I press exit, go straight to Windows, and then it just goes on a perpetual loading screen. It won't boot up Windows, and I don't know what to do. And I'm actually worried and sad, because how am I going to play Jedi Survivor now? How am I going to play any games that I want to play now? What am I going to do? Because I could download Jedi Survivor on my laptop, but firstly, I don't know if my graphics card is going to be able to run that game. Secondly, I don't have enough storage on my laptop. It's like 150 bloody gig to download that game. I have it on my PC. I can't play it. I don't know what to do. And I've been looking it up online, and I can't figure it out. So I'm thinking I might have to try and get Windows onto a USB and try and boot onto that, and that might work. If I can't do that, I'm out of ideas, and I don't know what I'll do. I don't want to talk about it. It's making me upset. No, I'm not. It's just, you think about something you love that's just broken. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, bro. Like, let's just move on. Yes. Do you think we'll see a short trailer on Sony Microsoft Summer Game Fest and then full gameplay at Ubisoft Forward? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. That did cross my mind. I did think about that. It's good marketing for the Ubisoft Forward events. So yeah, possibly. It depends whether, Ubisoft are wanting to show affiliation with one platform over the other, Because back in the day, they used to have exclusives with Sony. I don't know if you guys remember, but you buy like AC3 or Black Flag on PS3, you'd have like a bonus mission that only PS3 players could have. And they did that with a lot of their games, like PlayStation bonus. So they've always been on good terms with Sony. But obviously they don't do that anymore. So I don't know. I don't know whether they'd want to do it with Xbox or not. That talking about the game stuff though, I probably will just stream all the events. Like somebody made a suggestion earlier on saying you should stream the PlayStation event. I think it's next Wednesday or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I thought, yeah, why not? It's for me, it's like 9 p.m. on a Wednesday night, I think it is. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll do it. So I'm gonna stream that. So you will see me in a few days reacting to that, and that will give us a sort of good practice for the Ubisoft one, I think. So that'd be cool. But yeah. John D. Worm. Good to see you, man. For those of you who don't know, John D. Worm is a regular viewer. A lot of you guys here are, but I just noticed John D. Worm turning back up. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Badger says October 14th is the release date, as Jonathan said. Yeah, if he is correct, then yes. Unless he's getting information that's outdated or something, who knows? But yeah, it makes sense. It's going to be October/November. It's the only option. It really is. Anyway, let's look at the footage because I keep saying I'm going to do that and I haven't done it. So, firstly, the people, the NPCs. Not much you can take from it, but it looks to me like they are a decent amount lifelike. Now I know, it's just an NPC walking. What are you talking about? But it's like I just feel like the way the NPC there at least is carrying himself. I might be looking into this too much. It just adds a level of grandeur. No, I'm joking. It adds a level of more realism than I can remember, Valhalla having. I might be wrong there, but it just looks a little bit more realistic, like with the NPCs to me. Again, the more you look at something over and over, the more you overthink, and the more you're seeing things that aren't really there and stuff. But and with the like the trees and the grass. I quite like that it's a city, but it's also got vegetation within the city. I think that's quite that's like a unique thing that we haven't like fully seen in an AC game when it comes to a big city. I mean, Rome in AC Brotherhood had it in certain parts of the city, like near the Colosseum, obviously, but it wasn't properly within the city that we had like vegetation and stuff like that. So I like that. I think that's going to be, again, it's just going to add to vibe, feeling, immersion. And one thing I really look forward to is learning about the history of Baghdad, learning about the political state of and the wars, and how a fictional story of the Assassins and Templars can be weaved into real life history. I'm really looking forward to that. Ever since I've been a young kid playing AC all the way up to now, there's like, if you guys are from England, you'll definitely know this TV show. There's a game show in England called The Chase. It's like the only good game show to be ever made, I swear. Anyway, I remember back when The Chase was new, back in 2009 or something like that. I was at my grandparents' house. I was watching it with my granddad, and he was like, "Yo, this is a great show." And I was thinking to myself, I don't like game shows, but this is actually all right. And there was a question about I think it was Renaissance Italy or something, or it was like I don't know the question, but it was probably something fairly simple, like what country was associated in history with the Renaissance, or with the Renaissance period, or maybe it was a different question than that, but I knew it straight out. I was like, Italy, and my granddad was like, "Well, how did you know that?" Some 9-year-old knows this, and I was like, Assassin's Creed. I know it because of Assassin's Creed. I remember that, and I've always known history because of Assassin's Creed. Even history class in school, there would be, we'd learn about certain periods, and I loved history at school. I was one of the only people that liked history in my class. And I'd always be shooting my hand up. I didn't care about any other lesson in my whole school. In my whole of my school life, I was really unacademic. I hated work. I didn't listen. But in history, I did listen. And the only time I'd ever put my hand up is if I was genuinely passionate about what we're talking about. History lessons, I'd always put my hand up. I know the answers because of Assassin's Creed. So I really look forward to learning about Baghdad, learning about 9th century Baghdad. I know barely anything about the history period. The only thing I know is what I researched for the video I made a while ago, which details sort of a bit of the history of Baghdad, which is on my channel. I think the video is called Assassin's Creed Mirage World Details Revealed. World Details, something like that. Go have a look for it if you want to watch that. And I do talk about history. I show some historical paintings of Baghdad, stuff like that. But that's all I know. It's like surface level stuff, really. So I look forward to that. And you know, as much as, in my humble opinion, you feel free to disagree with me, and you know, I respect everybody's opinions. But in my opinion, you know, my least favorite AC was Odyssey. That doesn't mean I didn't learn a shit ton about Greek mythology and a real Greek history. I learned a lot about it, and I enjoyed learning about the Greek history. Obviously, the difference is, one thing I will quickly say leading into where I think the developers of Assassin's Creed might have lost understanding of what people liked about AC is, sure, I'm talking about how I loved history and how I learned so much, but that wasn't the reason I played Assassin's Creed. The reason I played Assassin's Creed was first and foremost always Assassins versus Templar story. That journey, and the mysterious ones who came before. It was that stuff and the Animus. It was all of that stuff that I played AC for. It was just the cherry on top was the learning about real history stuff. Now I feel like these days, maybe not with Mirage, who knows, but with like Odyssey, for example, they've and Valhalla to an extent, they've kind of lost their way with that, and they've kind of switched it around where they put history more as the forefront and Assassins versus Templars more as the backdrop. I've said that so many times, but the conversation was going that direction. I thought I might as well say it again. K19 says, that's crazy, bro. I'm from England too, and the same stuff happened to me and my older bro because of AC. We knew certain stuff in history. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like anybody who plays AC and likes it, you guys can relate, right? Surely, you do learn a lot, and it is interesting, like, to play a game and to actually become, you know, historically and geographically educated, you know? John D1 says, I think Odyssey was the game I enjoyed playing the most. Wow. But it was just so bad as an AC game. You know, it's interesting you say that, John. It's interesting you say that. But yeah, no, fair enough. I didn't like dislike playing the game. I just thought it was boring. Like, I enjoyed the exploring there was nothing to really do in the world, but I enjoyed sailing around. I enjoyed diving into caves. I enjoyed going on the hunt for certain armor pieces. I enjoyed assassinating my targets on, you know, the Order of Ancients list. I enjoyed all that stuff. That was fun. But I just thought the story was really boring, which is why it's my least favorite. To be honest, though, is my least favourite Odyssey or is my least favourite Syndicate? Because Syndicate, I loved the setting, but I hated the story, and the gameplay I found tedious. So maybe, to be honest, I actually think Syndicate's my least favourite, and then Odyssey is my one after that. Maybe, I don't know. Sorry for the slander if some of you guys watching's favourite AC was Syndicate. Nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got their own ops. Oh no, that's like enemies, isn't it? No, their own opinions. The NPCs look real, like Unity, if you look closely. Yeah. I'm trying to read some stuff that I haven't read yet. You know, like new conversation topics. Oh, one more thing I will say while I remember. When I'm talking about when I was in class, when I was in school, and, you know, I'd know stuff about AC. My history teacher, when I was probably 13, 14, he liked Assassin's Creed. He played Assassin's Creed as well. I remember. I think the reason I figured out that he played it was like teachers, they'll do like PowerPoints, and as they're talking you through, they'll show slides on like Google Slides on the whiteboard, the interactive board or whatever. So I'm pretty sure he was showing pictures of, we were learning about medieval history or something like that. I swear to God, he used an Assassin's Creed picture. I'm pretty sure. I think that's it. And I was like, oh shit, Assassin's Creed. And I was like smiling. I was like, you see. And I think he saw me and he was like, he knows. I think it was something like that. Or people in the class were like, Assassin's Creed. And he was like, yeah, I remember that. And when I was in college, I went on a trip to Rome. And honestly, I was surprised so many people pointed it out. We were all walking through Rome and we saw I can't remember what it's called, but the building with like the hole in the top, the dome with the hole in the top. And they were all like, oh, Assassin's Creed. And I was like, yeah. Funny, man. Funny. It made me realize, wait, I'm not the only nerd. Have you done a tier list of your favourite and least favourite AC games? No, I haven't done it. I thought about it. It'll probably be something I do maybe after Mirage comes out. Like, that might be a good time to do it. Like I play through Mirage. I get a full sort of grip on what I think about the game after I finished it all. And then I can incorporate that. I think that's the best time to do it. Yeah. I think if I do it, I'll do it then. Some storylines in Odyssey were interesting, fun, and emotional. For me, it's mostly a mixed bag. It's an Odyssey after all. Odyssey did what it promised as it was advertised. An Odyssey in AC world. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking back at the gameplay, I like the sky. I like the bright blue sky. I like the palm trees, and I like the colours of the cloth on the right. Yes. I do, though. I do. Again, it just adds to that vibe. I like that there's what looks to be maybe a cathedral or a city wall, whatever that thing is in front. I guess not a cathedral, it'd be like a mosque, wouldn't it? Or something like that. I like that, whatever that is going to be. And I just want to see more. I just can't wait to see more. June 12th is going to be, for me, the most anticipated day of this entire year. Like, it really is. It's going to be crazy. If there's 50 people watching me right now, it's got to be at least 100 people watching me during that, right? Surely. And obviously it's not about views. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's just going to, the more people that are interacting, having fun, the more fun we have, I love talking to you guys, and I love to hear it. I love more of you guys talking to me at the same time, and it's I feel like the more people you have in the chat, the more fun it is. So it's going to be crazy. And for sure, this is definitely probably already, or it's going to be one of the most popular streams I've done so far. Yeah, crazy shit. Jomly1 says June 12th is closing in on us already. Yeah, why do you think I'll be doing the little countdown type things in my videos? I quite like that. I'm trying to build up the hype for everybody, when I do like however 20 whatever days until gameplay and stuff. Originally, in the first video, or maybe the second, like I did 2 maybe, it said like 200 or whatever days without gameplay, but then I thought, well, that's just sad. That just makes you depressed, not hyped up. I thought, I'm going to change that. So that's why recently, the last 2 videos, I've done like 25 days until gameplay, 23 days until gameplay, because that's fun. That's getting you excited. That's reminding you that it's close. So that's what I've been doing. But yeah, bro, I'm going to be going, if I thought today was busy with making this video and then rushing to stream, I'm going to be so busy, which is a good thing, when gameplay comes out, because I'm going to do a reaction, obviously live, but then I'll probably clip it for the channel, and then I'll, after the live has ended, and then I'll probably also add a bit of commentary to go in with that video maybe. I'm going to do my impressions of the gameplay. I'm going to probably analyze it, and I'm not going to obviously do it. If there's something that I think is a stretch or not worth doing, then I won't do it, because I'm not going to try and milk it. But I have all these ideas, I have all these things I want to say, so why not do it? So it's going to be a lot of videos, but it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a fun time, and that's the thing. YouTube at the end of the day, as a creator, YouTube at the end of the day, it's just meant to be fun, isn't it? It's just meant to be fun. And I'm having a great time. I really am having a great time. Sometimes late at night, I'll just sit back and I'll just like look at my channel and I'll be like, oh yeah, when I said that, when I did that, good times. And I'll read through the comments and stuff. It's fun. And, you know, speaking of away from YouTube on my TikTok thing that I'm doing as well, you know, I really enjoy that as well, just doing these little lore shorts here and there, which are, again, are on the channel, but they do way better on TikTok. Like, my most popular video on TikTok's got 1 million views, bro. It's been like that for like 2 months. I still can't believe it. It's been a month, I think, actually. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's crazy. And, you know, I think it got like 100k likes or something. It was, bro, I still don't fathom. I really don't. So I'm trying to get to like 10k on TikTok. I'm at like 6,000 now, I think. So I'm trying to get there. But you know, the one true love is definitely the XL YouTube channel, because I have a great time, and I feel like we get to interact more on YouTube. You guys know me better on YouTube because we're streaming. You guys can talk to me, get to know who I am, and I get to know who you guys are. That's what I really like about it. Like, you know, a lot of you guys message me on Instagram and stuff, and you know, we'll talk about Assassin's Creed. I enjoy that. You know, I get to speak to like-minded people and stuff. Jorm DeWorm says, see ya. See you later, man. Good. Thank you for stopping by. I had a good time with you. See you soon. But yeah, I just like having a good time with you guys. I like to get to know, as I said, like-minded people, because, you know, my friend Cam, who's been on previous live streams, he likes Assassin's Creed. Not to the level of me, but he does like it. My cousin Louis, who's also my good friend, who's been on a live stream like a few months ago, he's like getting into Assassin's Creed now, because he's like a few years younger than me. Like he sort of never really got into it, but now, you know, since I've been telling him about Mirage and stuff, he started playing AC1, AC2. He's having a great time playing it, so I've got him to talk about it with. But that's like it. I don't really know, like, the rest of my friends, you know, they don't really care about stuff like that. You know, they'll like a lot of my friends will like GTA, Call of Duty, FIFA, like the classic games. But when it comes to like my sort of stuff I like, I don't have that many friends that are into it. So again, what I'm saying is, it's nice to talk to you guys. Like, you guys are my friends. Well, you actually are, to be fair. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, we're going for an hour and a half. I mean, we'll go for a bit longer. Again, I'm not in a rush to leave or anything like that. But if I feel like I haven't got anything else more to say, then you know, I'll wrap it up. But you know, we won't go straight away. We won't go straight away. Is there anything you guys want to ask me? You know, about Assassin's Creed, about the gameplay that I haven't mentioned yet, or about AC in general, or about me in general? Anything? Let me know. Hey, are you going to watch the PlayStation Showcase on May 24th? Yeah, I was literally just saying about probably like 10 minutes ago or something that I am going to stream it. I'm going to stream it. Again, it was an idea that, it might have been you actually, I don't know, but somebody left a comment or something like that a while back, earlier today, saying, are you going to stream it? And I didn't think to do it, but then I thought, yeah, fuck it, mate, why not? Why not? I'm going to watch it anyway, so might as well just stream it, right? So yeah, I will be streaming that. I'll do like a scheduled reminder on my channel, like I do with these lives. I'll do that probably Monday or Tuesday, day before, something like that. Excuse me, sorry, it's that Coca-Cola. Yeah, I'll schedule it. You guys will probably get a notification. As long as you've got notifications with the little bell icon turned on my channel, then you'll get a notification to know when I'm going to be streaming that. I'll probably jump on it like half an hour before the stream begins, so we can talk about it, get going with the stream, then the live reaction starts. Same with the June 12th Ubisoft Forward event. I'm going to probably start streaming 30 to 45 minutes before the event starts, so we can all get our predictions in, we can have a chat, we can get excited all together, and then it begins. Then you've got my reaction, you know, we talk through it, we watch it together, and then after the stream ends, you know, the Ubisoft stream ends, we can go back, we can look at the footage in more detail, we can talk about it more, and probably like cry tears of like happiness and everything and stuff like that, and then we'll wrap it up. That's sort of the plan. So again, the PlayStation Showcase, when I stream that, I guess it's going to be more of like a practice for June 12th with Ubisoft. So that's the plan. So I hope to see all of you guys in there. That'll be a good time. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But if you want to watch it and you're gonna watch it anyway, you might as well watch mine. With my reaction, because you might not want to, but if you do, it's available. I will be streaming it. Ghost Warrior says, the XR, do you think tailing missions might be in Mirage like they were in AC1? Yeah, probably. Like as activity sort of investigation missions, like they had in AC1 where you would tail somebody. Would you tail somebody? I mean, there wasn't no proper like real tailing missions in AC1. You'd follow them for a bit and then beat them up, or you'd follow them for a bit and then pickpocket them. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if they add tailing missions. You know what? I take that back. I feel like tailing missions will be more like the AC2 to Revelations tailing missions, where you just follow, they turn around, they see you. That Mirage eye icon will show up. You'll go blend. It will be like that. If they have tailing missions, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. It's pretty easy to implement, and that's some classic AC shit. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they have some tailing missions in there. Do you think AC Mirage will be Game of the Year? Don't know, mate. Honestly, who knows? It's got to be a good game for me to know that. I've got to play it for me to have any idea whether it will be a Game of the Year. That's basically like asking me, do you think the game is going to be great, or do you think it's going to be absolute shit? Like, I've got to play it to know it. That sounds funny to say, but yeah, I've got to play through the game. I've got to see what the mechanics are like, what gameplay feels like, what stories like. I've got to know all of that before I can even guess whether it'll be Game of the Year. I mean, I hope it will be Game of the Year. Yeah, that means it'll be a good game. So, but then yeah, Ankles says there's too much competition in 2023. So that's also a point. Yeah, that's a point. So who knows? Let's pray. Oh, John DeWorm's still here. I thought John DeWorm was leaving. Maybe you were saying good see ya to someone else, weren't you? So see ya to whoever it was. Let's pray there will be more crowded areas that aren't shown in the clip. Yeah, I'm sure there will. As we've speculated, this is probably like the outer sort of area of the city. There's probably denser areas. So, I hope there's a normal menu and not the stupid mouse cursor. Oh, bro, I'm 100% with you on that. That sort of hover over cursor like a mouse where you have to push forwards and it goes click. It's so annoying. Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Unless you're using a mouse and keyboard, it's annoying as hell. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't get why people do that. It's so annoying. Developers do that, I mean. Scissor says, the area and gameplay reminds me of Origins with a bunch of sand. Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's got that sort of hue, that sort of vibrance, that sort of saturation. I feel like it's got like that sort of Egypt mixed with AC1 vibe, where it's like it's got the colors of it's got the bright color palette of Origins. But it's also got that vibe of AC1. Now, obviously, AC1's colours were depending on the city you were in, and I've done a retrospective video on AC1 where I talked about this, but, the colours of each city you were in, or sort of the filter hue that you would have over everything, would be accurately reflected by the vibe of the city. So you go to Arca, and it would be very washed out, very dark, very bleak, very grey, not vibrant at all, and that would accurately reflect the disposition of the people living in that city, it being a very war-torn, depressing city, and the deplorable things that the Templar enemy was doing in that city, where he was, fucking with, the innocent people and stuff. So, and then you go to Jerusalem, and it will be vibrant and warm and very saturated, like what we see in the clip here. And that would accurately reflect the decadence of like the Templars and their influence over over the location that they're in, and even the whole country, really, but, you know, mainly that city. It would show how much power they really had, and how, you know, how to word this. How'd you say? It would accurately reflect how, you know, they would be inflicting all this pain upon the common folk, and how they were almost oblivious or ignorant to what they were doing and stuff. And, you know, that was what was great about AC1. Now, again, I'm not sure if they'll go into that level of depth with writing, and not just writing, but game design with Mirage. But it would be cool to see something like that, for sure. But I think that's probably asking for too much, realistically. But then again, if a game from 15 years ago can do it, why can't a game in 2023 do it, you know? Didn't they say it was also going to be normal eagle vision in Mirage? I don't know if they've outwardly said there will or won't be, have they? Nah. They might have alluded to it, you know, hinted at it having eagle vision. I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to have your own bird again, probably. He'd probably have his own name. He'll probably be called, like, you know, Dave or or something like that. David, something like that. And you might have, like, the Animus Pulse thing, which is basically eagle vision, but like I guess a lesser version, you know, to see enemies in close proximity behind walls and stuff. To see, like, stuff you can collect, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the same as sort of Valhalla when that comes to that stuff, you know. I miss when I got to run on the building, hearing people saying, "Be strong, like Saladin and his infidel army." Yeah, bro, the lines. There's "Get down before I throw you down." There's, he must be drunk, and she must be beautiful, or something like that. Am I mixing two together? He must be drunk, or no, bro, I forget, something like that. Or like, I'm forgetting them now. It's like, yeah, get down before I throw you down. You are not allowed to be here. It is forbidden for you to be here. Leave. Oh, that was AC1. And one of my favourite lines in AC2 is when you use the flying, you know, Leonardo's flying machine over Venice, and there's that cutscene where he's like, "A demon! A flying demon!" Something like that. "Look, a flying demon! Shoot it down!" Because I remember me and one of my best mates in primary school, which if you're not from the UK, that's basically, what, ages 4 or 5 to like 11, you know, before you go to your next higher up school. Me and my one of my best mates, I was at his house and we were playing AC2. It was probably the most recent game at the time, AC2, and we were failing on that mission so much, like where you had to fly over the fires, and then it would give you lift, and people would be shooting at you with, you know, bow and arrows, and you have to get into the building I can't remember the name of to assassinate your target. And we were playing that mission the whole time I was round his house. We were playing for a good 2 hours, and we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. And every time that cutscene would play, we kept pissing ourselves laughing. Because, again, the line is funny. "Like a demon, shoot him down." But also, every time, those two guard NPCs would change face. Like, sometimes they'd have a beard, then you'd die, and then it would reload, and they wouldn't have a beard. And then you'd die again, and it would reload, and they would look just completely different. It was so funny. It doesn't sound that funny, but, like, when you're a young kid at the time, bro, it was so funny. Jorm says the impression was on point. Well, you know me with my accents. If you guys want to hear my accents impressions, you can watch, I think it was 2-3 streams ago. It's like the one where it's like we act out ChatGPT Assassin's Creed stories. That was a fun time. That's not a mosque, by the way. If the footage is on the outskirts of the city, then it's a gate. Yeah, I was just saying something like that. I was probably getting it wrong. Yeah, as I said to start with, it probably, I'm agreeing with you, it's probably just a city gate. That makes sense. As I said earlier on in the stream, you probably use social stealth to blend in, to get through into the city. Maybe, you know, imagine the beginning of the game. Basim flees, from what we understand from the story, so I won't say too much, actually, in case you guys didn't want the spoilers. But let's just say Basim flees to Baghdad for whatever reason. And he's a young 17-year-old man or boy. And he's like, shit, I'm at Baghdad. How the fuck do I get in? There's a cutscene where he goes up and the guards push him away. They're like, get out of here, you wretch. And he's like, the fuck. Well, he's not Italian, but you know. And then you go back into gameplay and you have that classic AC1 sort of thing where it's like, do you blend with these people's rabble behind you to get into the city? Or if you look closely, you can climb up there and then get in. So do you want to do that? Or maybe there's another sort of gameplay opportunity where you can cause a distraction, where maybe you push somebody and the person turns around and you blame it on someone else. They start having a fight and then the guards run over to the aid to stop the fight. Then you run into the city. I'm just spitballing with how fun I can imagine the game being. You know, stuff like that would be just so cool to see. And I just really hope that they just do some fun shit like that. Just, you know, don't let Ubisoft, don't let the game be bare bones. I know it's too late now because the game's probably already made, but it's just like, please just make some good stuff like that. Some just fun gameplay opportunities. It would just be so cool. Stevie says, if Mirage has 1 or 2 hidden blade assassinations, that would kill the game for you. What do you mean? If Mirage has 1 or 2... Oh, animations. So you're saying there's like only 2 animations. Like there's sort of ba-ching, and there's a ba-ching, and then that's literally it. You don't get any like... That's literally it. Then that would annoy it. That would kill it for you. Hey man, yeah, I get you. It'll be what it'll be though, won't it, you know? I feel like at this point, of course, they're probably at the point of ironing out bugs, playtesting, getting reports back from the playtesters on what's broken and stuff. They're probably doing that, right? Just because it's getting close to release now, and we're starting to see gameplay that looks pretty much done. So, yeah, maybe. So what I'm saying is, whatever we say is all moot, because it's probably already done, you know what I mean? So if we say, please do this, or please do that, don't do this, don't do that, it's probably already done. But who knows, maybe when I was making videos 6 months ago, who knows, maybe the developers watched some of my videos and were like, you know what, that's a good idea, let's do it. Like, imagine if I play the game, and there are a few things in the game that I know I 100% suggested. Imagine, that would be so cool. Now, I'm not saying they've done that, who knows, my videos aren't that popular, but it would be cool. You know, we were talking earlier about adding high-low profile by just having the A button. You know, you hold down A button, you're walking, but then if you want to run, you hold down A button, and then obviously you run and you can parkour. Maybe that is in the game, and if that truly is, who knows? I mean, I'm never really going to know, but maybe it was due to my suggestion. That'd be pretty cool. And also, you know, it's good for you guys to always comment on these videos, your own suggestions, because, again, if on the off chance of one of my videos or somebody else's video does just get a ton of views, and then Ubisoft or any developers do then see that video, they're probably going to read the comments as well. So if you put in your suggestions there, and, you know, the developers could then see your suggestions, and maybe they'll use your suggestions as well. Again, I'm not saying that's likely, because my channel is not big by any means. But maybe one day it will be, who knows? And you never know what video is going to go crazy in views and what's not and stuff like that. So it's always worth, if you have an idea, just throw that idea out there. You never know who's going to pick up on it, you know? John says, imagine finishing the game, the credits roll, and all of a sudden you see credits to the XL suggestions. Do you know what, mate? I think I would actually just like shed a tear. I genuinely think I would, because it's like, you know, Assassin's Creed, even though I've got my own sort of conflictions with it as the series has progressed, deep down, regardless of any issues I have, it's still one of the biggest series is an interest in my life for my whole life, and I've played it for so many years. I have such a love for some of the games and the stories and everything like that. So, like, to then see it come full circle and something like that to happen, I probably would shed a tear, mate. Not gonna lie. Obviously, that's not gonna happen because I have 1,000 subscribers. But, you know, it would be cool. Yeah, it would be cool, but I don't know if it's gonna happen like that, mate. But one can dream, hey? One can dream, one can dream. That's all we can do at the end of the day. I'm going to go for 10 more minutes because I feel like we can get it to a solid 2 hours. Round it up to a solid 2 hours. We're almost at 1 hour 49. Oh, 1 hour 50. We'll go for 10 more minutes just so we can say we did. Yeah, solid 2 hours. And then I'll probably wrap it up when it gets to 2 hours, I think. Yeah. That's a good shout. Oh, what time is it? Jesus. It's midnight. Fuck me, bro. I didn't realise the time. Jeez. Jesus. Anyway. I just did not realise the time. I was like, obviously, I started at like 10. Of course it's going to be like 12. I just really wish now, at the end of the stream, I could just boot up my PC and play some Jedi Survivor. That's all I want to do. But my freaking PC is just not working. Guys, positive vibes, please. Give me positive vibes. Send them my way, because I really want my PC to fix so I can play some games. So, if not, I'm going to have to watch, like, mate, I've been watching Ugly Betty, bro, on Disney+. I saw it advertised, and I was like, shit, I used to watch that when I was, like, 8 or 9 years old. I used to love that show. Is it still good? So I watched it, and, like, it kind of is kind of good, actually, which is funny. And I also started watching Futurama again, because again, it was on Disney Plus, and I was like, shit, I used to watch that when I was a young kid. Is it still actually good as an adult? And yeah, it's really fucking funny, really good. So I've been watching that. I mean, I've been watching some more serious stuff as well, but sometimes when I just want to chill, I don't want to watch anything serious. I'll just chuck on an episode of Ugly Betty, or I'll just chuck on an episode of Futurama, something like that. Oh shit, 1 a.m. for Jorm de Worm. 1 a.m. Where are you from, if you feel comfortable saying? I'm just curious. I'd love to know where you guys are, like, from and stuff. I guess if it's 1 a.m. for you, you're probably not too far away from the UK, right? You're probably, like, in Europe somewhere, probably? Do you think that Mirage will be what Ubisoft said, or be like Valhalla and completely broken? Bro, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's, like a ton of bugs in Mirage, because I mean, not just Ubisoft, but so many games are like bug ridden. You know, you get the game on launch and it's got so many bugs. So you know, I feel like when a new game comes out, is even though this shouldn't be the case, I feel like you should just expect bugs. And then if there aren't any bugs, or you're not experiencing any yourself, then it's like, oh great, you know what I mean. Whereas if you don't expect any bugs, but then there are a ton, it's like, it's just disappointing, you know what I mean? Ankle says, it's 6 a.m. Oh, you're in Thailand. That's cool. That's cool. 6 a.m. Wow. Jesus, what are you doing up at so late, man? What are you doing up so late? You've been in this stream for like 2 hours, bro. 2 a.m. in Ukraine. Oh, cool. Nice. Wow, do you know, I would have thought, like, a country like Ukraine being, like, further away, I thought it would have been later. You know, I thought it would have been like 3 a.m. at least or something, just due to like time difference and distance. But what the fuck do I know about geography? Nothing really. I did fail it. Actually, I didn't do it for an exam, but I did fail it, you know, as I was learning it in school. California, let's go. Oh, it's 4 p.m. That's like a pretty chill time, right? You know, it's nearly evening. You can sit back, watch the stream. I feel like one day, like I'm talking like 10 years time or something, when I actually can afford it. I would love to move to America, maybe. I don't know. I think it would be cool. I might change my mind, or I might go to America a few more times and be like, fuck no. But I do think I would like to move there eventually. Oh, mate, before I go, I have one more thing to tell you guys. If you're going to care about this, if you're a regular viewer of mine. So, next weekend, I'm, basically, I live by myself. I have my own place. However, I live in a city that is probably like an hour, 2 hours away from London, right? Well, in August/September, I'm moving to London with my friend. So basically, the house I'm living at right now, I'm moving out of this house next weekend. And I've got to go back to live with my parents, which is not going to be fun, but what can you do? It's for the greater good. If I have to move back with my parents, save a bit of money, before I move to London, you just got to do what you got to do, haven't you? But so I'm moving back next week. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing streaming wise, whether I'm going to be streaming from their place or here, because basically, I won't go into too much detail, but like this house, I know I'm not going to say who or go into detail, but I know the owners of this place, so I'm not moving out all of my furniture and stuff straight away. So my furniture and probably my desk and stuff is still going to be in this place for probably a couple months. So what I might do, and I'm definitely doing this on June 12th, but even every weekend, what I might do is on a Saturday or whenever I'm going to stream, I might just come here and do it. Like I'll just bring my laptop over here. I'll just stream in this place. Just because I don't want to disturb my parents. If I'm streaming late at night, I'm going to be being loud. I don't want to like wake them up or like, you know, annoy them or anything like that. Even though I know they'd be cool, I don't want to. I just don't want to be a nuisance or I don't want to intrude. So I might come here and stream, but there might be a few weekends where I'm streaming between now and August, September, where I have a different background because I'll be at my parents' house. It's not really going to make a difference for you guys, really. I'm just letting you guys know. And then eventually, when I'm come August slash September, however long it takes us to find a place, you're gonna see me in London, bro. It's gonna be crazy. Like I feel like my life's gonna begin when I move there. It's gonna be crazy. So I cannot wait for that. I'm gonna move to London, and yeah, you guys will be along the journey with me. And I'll probably give you guys one on the live stream. I'll probably give you guys like a little tour of my place when I'm in London and stuff. That'd be cool because my camera is, if you can see it, it's literally not like docked on anything, so I can carry it around with me and it'll still be connected. Whee! You know, you know what I mean? Like I could carry it around the house right now if I wanted. So, I might do that when I move to London. Like give you guys a little house tour and stuff like that. It'd be fun. But again, I'm not moving to London until like August. So. Stevie says, really? London? Seems awesome. It's supposed to be the best city in the world. I mean, I've been to better cities than London. I love London. Like, you know when you go to a new city and you have the vibe. It gives you the vibe. You know what I mean? Like, if you get the feeling where you like, oh shit, I love the city. Or you just don't get that feeling at all. You know, for me, London does give me that feeling. But by no means would I say it's the best city in the world at all. New York's a better city, 100%. I've been to New York. New York's a better city. I've been to Rome. I think Rome is a much more elegant and beautiful and amazing city, with just as much stuff to do there. Paris is kind of a nicer city as well, but it is a great city, and I think if you're somebody like my age, like a young person that is just living their life and like seeing where things go, I think it's a great place to be, and that's kind of my whole idea with it. Like, I'm going to go there because I've always wanted to. I think it'll be really good for my like YouTube stuff. Oh, mate, my camera's lagging. My YouTube stuff, but as well as my other work stuff that I do like away from YouTube that actually pays proper money. You know, that would be really good for me, I think, to live in London. So you guys will see me evolve, move there. Ghost Warrior says, I live in the US. Down here it's like 6 p.m. Oh, wow. Yeah, and then John DeWorm says, been to London a few times. Boy, it's crowded, but it's a really gorgeous city for sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's certain areas in London that are like better than others. You know, if you're gonna be like central, like, you know, London Bridge and Tower Bridge area, that's a really nice area, like the Shard. And then you got like Leicester Square and stuff. But then if you go to, there are obviously areas you want to avoid. I'm not gonna I don't want to offend anybody that might live in London, and I'm gonna say where they live or anything. So I'm not gonna say like specific places, but there are places in London that's like shit. Nah, don't go there. Like you're gonna like risk some serious shit if you go there. But you know what? That's like, I feel like that's every city. That's not just London. That's literally every city. Even the nicest cities in the world are gonna have like dodgy areas, sus areas, you know. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens. I am excited, and it's scary. Like, I'm stressing out a lot. Like, with, you know, I've got a plan to get the money together for it, you know, and I'm not too worried about that. It's just a little bit worrying about it's just fear of the unknown, isn't it? Like, worrying about how are we going to find a place in time? Who are we going to find it from? And what if we, and unforeseen things you don't know. Like, it is a little bit scary, and I've never, like, obviously I've moved out here before, but I've never moved out, like, to a whole other city, so it's going to be daunting, but yeah, I'm excited, though. I'm very excited, so, I'm sure you'll probably see a change in me, in a good way, like, when I move. I'm sure I'll be, different city, different environment, different type of life. You definitely do evolve and become different when your surroundings change, so you'll probably see a positive change in me. Maybe I'll be more confident, maybe I'll be more motivated to make more videos. Who knows, but yeah, you guys are on the ride with me. I feel like you guys are moving with me, you know what I mean? I feel like you're all my housemates, and you're all moving with me. Oh, bro, yeah, at least there's no Starrick Crawford, or whatever it's called, controlling it anymore. Yeah, and at least it's not like Watch Dogs Legion or whatever. Not that I've played that one, but that doesn't look like a very fun London either. Yeah, if I bump into Starrick, mate, he's getting the hidden blade. He's getting the hidden blade right away, mate. He's getting the Shroud of Eden, mate. That's what he's getting. Okay, all right, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm all talked out. I'm tired. I'm gonna leave it there. It was really good chatting with you guys today. I've had so many people watching today, which is crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new, press the subscribe button. Check out my videos. I've like 100 videos on this channel now, so there's a lot to delve into with Assassin's Creed as a series as a whole. A few other games here and there, but obviously mainly Assassin's Creed Mirage. So if you want that Assassin's Creed Mirage fix, you want to get hyped up before we get more gameplay and the game comes out, just go through my channel, just watch some vids. You'll have a good time. I'm sure you will. And yeah, feel free to press subscribe, so maybe when you've got more time, you can be reminded, to have a look at some of the vids, stuff like that. Jorm says, thanks for the stream, dude. Yeah, thanks for joining. All of you guys, thanks for joining. I feel like it's the people in the stream that make it fun, If there was nobody in stream, then it wouldn't be fun, would it? So it's more fun when you guys are having a good time with me. So yeah, thanks for joining. Cool Stream Man Cool Stream Man will be here, God willing, for June 12th. Let's go, June 12th. I need to get I haven't, because my PC's like fucked up. I haven't done my sound bites. I haven't got my sound bites on here, but I'm gonna record a sound bite right now that I'm gonna add to when I fix it. June 12th. Okay, that's the soundbite. June 12th. AC Mirage. June 12th. Live stream June 12th. Okay, sorry, don't mean to like blow out your guys' headphones there. Sorry about that. All right, bro. It's been a good time. I'll see you guys soon. There we have it. Peace. I know the chat is a bit delayed to my recording, so I'm gonna wait like 20 more seconds and then I will leave. Yeah, love you guys. I'm going to be live streaming next Saturday. Also what day is it? 24th. 24th of this week coming is the PlayStation press conference, and I will be live streaming that. So if you're interested in that, tune into that. Again, check out my videos in the meantime if you want to do that. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Job says you still got the sound effects. Yeah, of course I have. But again, as I said, they're not on this laptop. They're on that computer. So when I fix that, they're back. Right. Would you stream May 24? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I will be there. I'll be streaming it. Tune in. All right. Love you guys. See you later. May the Father, Son, and guide us. I will see you soon. Goodbye.